Hello everyone, welcome back to Timber and Stone. Last episode we worked on, I think it was this carpenter's home. I'll just go ahead and fly through here, just the workshop side of things. This is where he lives and works. This is where he makes all of our wonderful processed lumber. In between episodes, I worked on this structure. I'm not 100% sure what it should be just yet. I'm thinking some sort of just a standard home, just something for our citizens to use as beds, and I think it turned out pretty nice. It's very something similar that I would make for the Citadel in, say, what is it? Medieval engineers. So it's very, kind of tiered and layered, and it wraps around, and it has little juts and corners. There's no furniture in it just yet. There's some just miscellaneous storage. It could be, really I could make it an abandoned home, but that doesn't make any sense. But there's plenty of room to do a lot with. I think I'm going to leave it up to you guys what you want in here. It also has a little side storage area. This little courtyard that I'm working on digging out is going to have some market stalls and little doodads for a small market square, and that's going to basically go straight back into the wall, and there'll probably be about 4 or 5 of these little stalls for people to use, even though they're not really using them. Yeah, this is all looking pretty good. I think we're on a good platform to start making things look really nice, and hopefully we'll be getting to a point soon with the city that we'll actually start working on the city part instead of this front kind of more utilitarian area. This episode I'm going to be probably working away from the castle just because I need to get that bridge and that final road set up for our town. That way we have even higher chance to get migrants and merchants, and I think it'll just serve a good purpose. So at this point, one last thing to go over. This, obviously you guys can see charred dirt, floating blocks. It doesn't look quite the same, and that's because a necromancer spawned on this road and I wasn't paying attention, and he made it to about here and lit the thing on fire. He actually lit the scaffolding in the very middle on fire and traveled up the whole structure. And that's pretty much what's left of our current guard tower. I'm going to have to rebuild it off camera. I don't think it's something that I want to do. I might even make an upgraded version. I'm really surprised the stone caught on fire. That's a little weird. But with the new update that's coming out, it looks like they're reworking necromancers to maybe just summon a bunch of zombies, and also the zombies get a graphical overhaul, which looks pretty cool. This episode we're just working on this bridge, so and some miscellaneous tasks that need to be completed. So what I want to do first is actually get rid of this stone. I'm not going to have, I should for ease of access. No. Okay, I'm lying. I'm not getting rid of this stone because I need it still. So essentially it's going to be a pretty straightforward bridge. It's going to have things on it though, like structures and towers and things of that nature. So we're going to just go ahead and lay out the castle brick required to make our first little, well, not so little, it's a pretty standard sized guard tower. And it's off somewhere. Where is it off? Obviously there. So the builders will start coming over here and working on this, which is great. We need quite a bit of stone, so the last time a merchant came to town I actually bought some more. We're back up to 5,000 because I'm not really making any more. I find it much easier to just farm for for those type of things. It's not very efficient for my town to try and produce things of that nature. I think it's more efficient for me to produce cloth armor and just sell it and then buy the stone with that. Okay, speed up time so things actually start happening. I also basically want construction, flooring, flat stone. Flat stone is going to be the kind of the battlement slash railing section of this bridge, and it's just going to run the length on either side, and then I'm going to build the occasional platform off of it and structures. Let's get rid of this tree. Mine this out. We can also construct some cobblestone gray. Come on, click. Thank you. Basically finish that off for now. That tree's still there, even though it's invisible. That's a little weird. I've never seen that before. I'm still kind of curious on how I want to do the supports. If I would just want to do these arches, kind of going all the way along. It looks like we can probably fit about 3 decent-sized arches to support the bridge. Or if I want to do a nice one large arch, I get the feeling the span is too wide to do something like that without some type of vertical support as well, which we can do. We can make it look very suspension bridge-esque, but I don't know how well that will look with the fantasy theme of everything else in the game. Construction, flooring, pavestone, brown. Okay, and you'll notice that the best thing to do with these is try and get the base floor of these walls all flat and set so that you can move forward with the actual construction on the height. If you do the height too soon, what's going to happen is your people are going to build or need to build scaffolding to actually get up there, and that can be a little annoying to constantly go back to do. Construction walls, castle brick. So the first floor of these, I mean, they're actually going to be matching up here, and I'll make a little staircase up into the towers themselves. So it doesn't matter how ugly it is beneath this point on these little towers. As things get constructed, pop back over here. You'll notice with the castle wall, I'm starting to do these bends. I think it's a good way to try and get an organic, I guess, front shape going. Normally, you would want a tower in the corner rather than wall because it's easier to defend, but we don't have any archers anyways, really, because archers aren't very good in the game. Their accuracy is very poor. I'm not very well impressed with the archers at all, and so I'm kind of staying away from them just because I think I'm a little bit bitter towards how they were handled. I'm a big archer fan for medieval times and for video games, so it's a little heartbreaking for me to just realize that our one little archer is really just kind of useless. Town is still going good. We got plenty of animals in our pen, which is great. We've actually started to get wool from the sheep, which is good. I'm actually selling that outright because we have enough cotton for our cloth, at least for now. Our food supply is actually starting to steady off, and that's just because we've been gaining a few more civilians. We're about up to 34. It's day 116, so a lot of progress has been made. Construction walls, castle brick. Let's just start with this. plan on also bringing back Terra Firma Craft. Me and my friend were talking about it. He played a decent amount with me when I played a lot of it by myself. Obviously, I wasn't playing it by myself if he was playing, but you know what I mean. It's I played it by myself initially because no one else wanted to, but he was a good friend that played it with me. We made it all the way to the Iron Age. It was a lot of fun because, I mean, it's a tough game to just do by yourself. It's time consuming for one. It's not very easy to get much done by yourself, but also, I mean, he can build his own structures, he can survive, help me survive, which just speeds up the process in general if it's easy for either of us to survive. Work on the farm, help me build like barns and additional kind of utilitarian structures. I don't know if those tree stumps ever go away, thinking about it. Construction, floors, we'll do flat stone, I think, the floor of these towers. And then what I'm also going to be doing is, actually, let's bring this flat. So there won't be completely round towers. It'll be more like a complete oval in between them all. Construction walls, castle brick. And I think that'll make for a little bit more of a grand gate house rather than just these two round towers. It works a little bit over here, but I'm still not even 100% sure how I want to connect stone over this arched door. Isn't that easy? I don't think anything would really look good with that. Think about just leaving it arched and maybe doing an arch above it and a gap, but that's just, it's weird. It's not tight fitting. It bugs me a little bit because there's not something I can do here to make it flush like the large door for the castle. It's a square door. It's more plain, yes, but I think it's just easier to work with the blocks. I mean, it's a blocky game. It's very hard to do round. Oh, how are you stuck, and what do you have in your inventory? You have a little bit of brick left, so construction, flooring. No, walls, castle brick. So if you have build yourself a little path, you can get out. There you go. Good. If they ever get stuck and they're like down beneath something, it's best to look in their inventory first, for sure, so you can make sure that they could be holding something useful to escape with. Construction. Flat stone. Now, I'm gonna have to measure this out. This is gonna be a little weird. I think every 5 blocks, I'm gonna do a 5 wide thing. So, and these are going to be little, almost like little balconies, just overlooking the water. Just some type of effect that I think will be pretty nice. And that fit. I'm actually very surprised that we were lucky enough to get that measured out on our first go. Usually doing things like that does not work at all. And it's really hard to see where you're placing these things. Let's see, so 10, is that right? I don't know. Can't see the water, the blue, and everything. Just, you can't see it. I'm just gonna measure it out again. I think that's easier. 5, and then 5, and then there should be 5 left. Yes, because this is going to be flush just like the other side. And we'll just do these little rounded bits. Maybe put a light on them because they're an odd block. You can actually fit a light there, maybe a bench, and just travel that all the way down. I don't even know if they can build underwater to do our supports, but that's just something we're gonna have to do when we're crossing that bridge. Boy, puns. Puns! I'm the master of puns. Alright. So Ventrilo came on, so I had to do a little bit of a skip while I shut that off, because that was gonna be really annoying for you guys if you heard that noise. I think we're at like 15 or so minutes with the recording, going along pretty well. As you can see, we're selling cloth as best we can to make our money. I'm not gonna sell any tin. Construction, flooring. So let's use umber brick, I think. Something a little bit fancy for those steps. See, so these Gambitsons, they sell for, looks like 26 gold. Actually, 10 gold each. And they're not very expensive if we go in here and look at them. I mean, there's only 5 cloth per, so it's, you know, 2 gold per piece of cloth that you're making. We could buy more stone, but I'm not going to. We have enough right now. And more dirt. And what I'm going to do is actually go ahead and preemptively connect the road. Even though we're not nearly done, and there's a lot that I might want to redesign at this end. I think it would be pretty nice to actually say this is connected like so. Is the full path all the way there? Yes. And we do have guards patrolling it. It's a relatively safe road, unless the zombies spawn on this side. And there's really not much to worry about. So we need more flat stone for our bridge. Now I'm also running a little bit out of raw stone, and so let me check on our miner and see what he's into. I believe I gave him a pretty long task to deal with, but he just might not be able to keep up. Yeah, he just might not be able to do it. So I'm gonna assign another miner out of one of our builders, because we have 3. We can spare one. Who's the best one? Bernard? No. Actually, yeah, Colette. Colette can be a miner for a little while. Help Leonard Sutton. Down to the mine to go. I mean, we have 2 mining beds. I mean, it's best to probably keep that fully supplied until we're back up to about 5,000 raw stone again. It's becoming nighttime, so I'm gonna go ahead and skip ahead today, maybe skip ahead, and a little bit of progress on the bridge. Ooh, we gain a person. We gain an infantry, which is fine. They can stay in infantry, really, and still be useful. We have, how many do we have now? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1 more infantry, and that's about the max that I wanted to maintain anyways. And we should be able to deal with pretty much anything. Alice. Okay, Alice. Welcome to the town. I'm going to manage your inventory. You're going to take a shield. You're going to take a sword. Take a heavy helm, heavy chest, and light boots. And then I'm going to program you to seek charge targets, but train under level 10. Where are you going? Okay, you guys can't see anything, which is fine. Okay, this is going to be the first battle on the bridge. I know it's a little bit of a jarring cutback, but I figured this would be a good tell sign on how well things are going to be going for us. Take out the wolf. Charge the next goblin. So Karakos was able to take out most of these things by himself. He is heavily armored, though. He is also very slow. Don't. Bernard can tank for a second. There we go. I'd rather not lose another Karakos because I don't think I'll be able to ever find a third one. There's another goblin marauder off in the distance as well, so obviously this bridge is going to be contested, which is fine. It's a very narrow point. It's a good access point for the AI, so the AI will probably favor coming through here over just swimming across at a random point. Karakos is going to go take a nap. Kurt is maintaining where he is, and since it's a nice narrow point, I might end up just stationing the archer here. If we go into military, not patrol routes, guard positions, and take off infantry, increase the size just a little bit. And then we have Lynette on her way. So she'll stand on this bridge and protect it as they come up. And she will be able to shoot them fairly well, I think. So she'll just chill out here. Okay, so I think that's going to do it for this episode. As you can see, we're adding some battlements on the bridge. These two spots have started to level out. And you guys, if you want, you can suggest kind of how you want the supports to be. We can, of course, do under arches and just make it work underneath, or we can do a large single arch and do kind of sloping, almost like a suspension bridge. Well, it would be a suspension bridge. It wouldn't be anything else. Alright guys, if you guys are enjoying the video, feel free to subscribe to my channel for more gaming goodness, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.